guard, go hard toward the Wally. As he comes, you come here, call for the foul. We're looking live. If he's even, he's ahead. Throw it up there.
Flip Saunders, head coach of the Minnesota Timberwolves, assisted by Orlando head coach Doc Rivers. Tom Izzo, the head coach of Michigan State, man who guided the Spartans to the NCAA championship in 2000, and Oliver Purnell, head coach at the University of Dayton. Oliver with much international experience at the World University Games, the U.S. Olympic Festival. Flip Saunders telling us it's been like an 11-day coaching clinic here in Brisbane.
Well, anytime that you're a successful coach and then you're surrounded by 3 outstanding assistants, you like to banter back and forth about philosophies, pet plays, out of bounds on the side, underneath, and also about changing defenses. So it's a very nice group, and everyone's getting along well, except for that frightening experience yesterday.
Biggest lead of the game for the United States, up by 10. Rashard Lewis of the Seattle Supersonics come on for the first time. Pelletier has just checked in, gives it up to Muldoon, continues to struggle with the shot.
I don't think Muldoon is just accustomed to guys that size running at him and having a hand in his face, because you could see even in the other games and the other warm-up that he's really a good shooter, but it's just not going down today or through this tournament.
Well, Herman was rejected by O'Neal, and Muldoon coming into this competition considered the best shooter on the Argentinian ball club. Baron Davis working on Pablo Muldoon, and then leads Sean Marion, but was broken up.
Gotta give it up.
Nice give and go, but O'Neal is there once again. That's his second rejection, able to turn it back on Gabriel Diaz.
He's leading not only the Goodwill games, but he'll be possibly leading the NBA in shot blocks, because he does go after not only his own man shot block, which is tough to do, but he can also go and get someone else's who he's not guarding.
Well, you remember last year he tied Sean Bradley with 228 for #1 in the NBA. Now the USA team averaging 9 shot blocks a game. That's really helped getting out in the open floor.
Here's Diaz.
Look up.
Baron Davis. Look out. Lands in the first row. There's Mariano Cerruti checking back in for Argentina. Kenyon Martin of the New Jersey Nets, who has played very well, is now replacing Sean Marion.
Yeah, Kenyon Martin has come in and done a great job throughout the tournament. His energy level has been superb, but what's really surprised me is how quickly he's recovered from this broken leg, the second broken leg in basically 2 years and 2 seasons. He looks very good.
Andre Miller of the Cavaliers has replaced Baron Davis. Open shot for Muldoon. Pelletier kept it alive. And the foul is called as Pelusi was able to get to the rebound, and that got the crowd going.
Well, you know, you're upset if you're Pelusi. He was fouled at least 4 times. The referee underneath the basket, we're still waiting for him to blow his whistle. The other 2 guys had to bail him out. Now, Pelusi is not a guy with a lot of range. And if you've been watching this closely now in the early going, this flex offense is easy to predict. It's easy to overplay. So the United States up on all of the down screens, denying the easy passing lanes.
That's right, Hubie. Against the U.S., you really have to have a creator, someone who can get their own shot off the dribble outside of the offense, and that's what Brazil did have in Garcia. A guy every now and then, or Farasuo, you could really just give him the ball, and they could make something happen.
Well, they made a lot of things out of the pick and
I
roll.
botched his name up. Mark looking at me.
Hey.
But I got it on the 3rd time.
That's all right. He only had 24 yesterday and 11 assists, right?
You know, I'm looking down at my chart for players. I can't find those names that Kenny's mentioned.
No one would have known.
I didn't say anything. I'm just looking at you. Kenny has his own little rotisserie league club that he has organized. United States now leads 21-10 as we come up on 1 minute remaining in this first quarter. And the call away from the ball. Holding foul. It's on Andre Miller.
If the game stays in a half-court situation, we know that Argentina is going to struggle, mainly because they cannot overpower the United States with any back-to-the-basket play. Everything must come off the dribble or the open jump shot.
Pelletieri with a post-up on Serbiak. Nice move by Matthias Pelletieri, who goes about 6'10".
Yeah, he's the tallest player that they have on the club.
Kenyon Martin. Now O'Neal met by Pelusi, gives it to Martin. It will count, and the foul.
Kenyon Martin again. He was hitting that shot. It was a little bit, the three-point shot is a little bit out of his range. But then he says, you know what? I'm going to get in my range. No more threes. I'm going to the basket. My athleticism, I'm taking over.
Kenyon Martin, also a player with international experience, a key member of the 1999 U.S. World University Games team that won the gold medal in Spain. He led the United States, averaging 14 points a game.
Well, if you belong to the New Jersey franchise, you're very happy. Kenny brought up a great point. He's very healthy. The explosion on the dunks and the rebounding, and then the fact that he's made that 18 to 20-foot jumper in this tournament. Excellent.
And Martin was pushed. Good by Pelusi. This crowd obviously rooting for the underdog Argentina team.
Pelusi, the last time Kenyon Martin scored, he looked at Pelusi. So now this time he goes, okay, you're not going to look at me this time. I'm going to hit you with a forearm shiver. But there's a guy who just walked in the game. I do know his name. My favorite player in the tournament outside of the U.S. team, Sakatsky. That's my guy.
And I saw how he greeted you with a smile during the warm-ups. Yes, it has certainly made the rounds. Facundo Zakatsky, the backup point guard, who actually has played very well. He's averaging 6 assists per game. He's just 19 years old.
I stood next to him.
Yeah.
He is not 5'9". He is
listed
not.
at 5'10".
Oh, he's not even close to 5'10".
Well, you know, yesterday they went with him in the backcourt at the crucial times in order to get that win versus Australia. Coach has a lot of confidence.
Sakatsky with the basketball. Shot clock at 5. Down to 3. Sakatsky rejected by Marion. And here's Marion. Sean Marion with 6 points. Final seconds. Oh, rejected emphatically by Martin. Pelusi looking for the goaltend.
That's explosive.
So 1 quarter complete. United States looking to turn it from the near disaster yesterday, up by 16.
Monday, it's the classic, The Great Escape, on a special edition of Movies for Guys Who Like Movies. Plus, Rick Schwartz takes you through the tunnels of Paris with an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at HBO's Band of Brothers. You're gonna love this. You're there, face to face with the enemy, seeing what it was really like for the soldiers who laid it all on the line.
It's a life experience.
It's a special edition of Movies for Guys Who Like Movies, Monday at 8 Eastern, only on TBS Superstation.
The long jump, the dash. Life is like a sport, and your feet take the impact hard. But new Stride Guard insoles absorb 50% more heel impact than these Dr. Scholl's. Take more impact in stride. New Stride Guard insoles.
How to speak Australian. Conservationist. Beer. Foster's Australian for beer.
There's only one Amazon. There's only one jungle. There's only one mother. There's only one mother. There's only one past. There's only one future. There's only one Jeep Liberty. The next great Jeep idea.
All I need. I've got a brand new grandson.
I still have a younger brother in college. I email him a lot.
Very easy to use.
Instant messages are amazing.
I love hearing
You've got mail.
AOL is really quick.
America Online has new music. I feel like a part of a community with AOL. So you've always
always on AOL. Customer service has been superb. I love AOL.
America Online, so easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Call 1-800-4ONLINE.
Welcome back to Brisbane. Good start for the U.S. shooting 11 of 17 from the field, and some physical play between Kenyon Martin and Andres Pelusi.
Well, I think you got to look at it that in game one, there was a number of little skirmishes between Muldoon, number 7, and Kenyon Martin. Well, it just picked up today. That's the second time that the two of them have stared at one another. And you know, all we need to do here is just play the games. And I think that the point that the Argentina player is making is, okay, you blocked the shot, so why the stare down? Why don't we just continue to play?
Foul is called on Alejandro Aloati, who just checked in for Argentina. Jermaine O'Neal leading the way for the United States. 6 points, 5 rebounds in that opening quarter. Here's Martin on Pelletieri coming up with the air ball. And Sikatsky handles for Argentina. Muldoon and Sikatsky in the backcourt. Herman is up front. Pelletieri and Aloati also on that front line. Here's Sikatsky, rebounded by Martin. Andre Miller picked off. For Argentina, the basketball program has been on an upswing. Herman not able to hit. They won the recent Tournament of Americas, beating Brazil in the final. Their under-21 team captured the world bronze.
Good move. Good step-back move by Rashard Lewis, who's been playing well up until the last 2 games. First 3 games, he was probably the most consistent player for the American team.
Well, yesterday, because of the tightness in that fourth quarter, the United States stayed with a 7-man rotation, and it was just kind of interesting that that was the first time throughout this tournament that Cliff Saunders and his staff decided, hey, listen, we can only go with 7 guys if we're going to get it done.
That will count. And the foul, Sean Marion off to the fast start. He now has 8 points. Pelletieri picks up the personal.
Sean Marion slicing in, as Hubie alluded to the other day. He will have filled every statistical category by the end of this game without you even noticing it.
Now, he and Wally Serbiak are leading this team in scoring at 13.5 a game, but he gets it all. He gets shot blocks, the rebounds, he's second to Jermaine O'Neal in rebounding. He fills up all your columns. There it is. There it is.
And then a basket.
And Marion with 11. He's the high man of the game.
Yeah, see, they cannot change their offense. All they run is a flex type of an offense. Brazil gave the United States more problems because they ran continuity, they ran screen and roll, and a lot of down screens.
Rashard Lewis will head to the line. He'll shoot a couple.
Yeah, that's one of the points I was making earlier about sometimes the best defense is your offense because it gives you a chance to get back, set up if you score in baskets. And Brazil is a great offensive team in shooting the basketball. Argentina is a better defensive team, but they haven't had an opportunity to set up their defense because the U.S. is in transition so much that it's difficult for them to get those forearm shivers and play physical like the style that they would like to.
Rashard Lewis last season becoming a starter in Seattle, averaged just under 15 per game, and shot 43% from downtown among the NBA leaders. U.S. with a 34-12 lead against Argentina. Urbeo with the lead pass off the mark intended for Aloati. Argentina at the start of the game jumped off to the 7-4 lead. Since then, the United States has outscored Argentina 3-5. And looking to add to that, the steal on Muldoon. This is Urbeo back at the point. Although Prati used the pick, shot clock has run down to 5. Vermont able to get it off. No, it's a 24-second violation. Did not hit the rim in time.
Well, the difference between the intensity level of the United States defensively today to yesterday, it's just amazing. It's 180 degrees, and you can see they're paying attention to the three-point shooters. They're not allowing them to get even a halfway decent look. So this is just the opposite of their mental frame-up from in regards to yesterday's style of play. Brazil got as many threes as they wanted at any time during the game.
Sean Marion sitting down, leads with 11 points. High point man. Here's Mike Miller. Marcus Pfizer of the Chicago Bulls has come on for the first time, and he's called for the foul, a push on Pablo Muldu. It will be Argentina ball, just under 7 minutes remaining in this first half, and the U.S. in command by the score of 34-12.
Well, right now, the air is out of the balloon. Argentina, you can see, they're looking at this and saying, uh-oh, these guys are for real today. You know, they're out here playing, and they're overplaying our offense to death, and we lack one-on-one dribblers who can break it down with 6 seconds on the clock.
Gutierrez over Lewis. And the holding foul on Pelletieri of Argentina.
I think the Argentina team is looking at this situation and saying, I wish they would have blown Brazil out. Because then they would have been on offense against us, thinking that they could beat us easily. But now the sleeping giant has awakened.
Pelletieri sitting down, and Argentina making some changes. Andres Pelusi is back. Crowd reacting to Pelusi, who got involved earlier with Kenyon Martin. His re-entry bringing that cheer. Aaron Davis has made his return. Martin able to recover. Here's Davis with the shot clock running down. And rebounded by Gutierrez of Argentina. Farabeo. And Diaz with the shot.
One and done in the all-third races.
Hey, if I'm coaching Argentina, I'm just very upset because Diaz and Muldu, two of the finest shooters that we have on the club, have not been able to hit anything on the perimeter in the 2 games versus the United States.
Once again, every time Pelusi touches the ball, the crowd reacts, and he drew the foul.
Well, he's a tough hombre. There's no doubt about it. Yeah, he's only 6'6". He gives away a ton of height, but he plays your best low post player, and against all of the countries in here with 6'11" guys, you know, running them in off the bench, he's more than held his own in every single game.
Argentina scoreless now in 5.5 minutes. We're talking about Pelusi earlier in the competition. His favorite NBA player, Charles Barkley.
He's such a misguided youth.
Diaz. And an open shot for Farabeo. So they continue to struggle from the perimeter. Davis. And back comes Gutierrez. This is Pelusi giving it up. Bad pass. Davis has Serbiak with him, but he takes all the way. Here's Serbiak in a crowd, decides to regroup. Serbiak. Neither club shooting well at this point.
This is a time where the Argentina team could get back in it because now the USA team has just said, okay, now we can relax. You could see it in their intensity. They're starting to relax, and they think that this is going to be an easy game and an easy win, and they can just waltz through the park and beat these guys.
Gutierrez. Argentina has missed its last 9 shots. Here's Kenyon Martin. And he is fouled by Leonardo Gutierrez. Jermaine O'Neal is getting set to check back in. Kenyon Martin headed to the line, but first, a timeout with 4:17 left first half.
from the network that knows drama. Weeknights at 6 p.m.
We will crucify you. I'm gonna pop your eyeballs out with my thumb.
Bobby, what's wrong?
See the drama unfold 5 nights a week.
Get your hands up in here.
NYPD Blue comes to TNT.
It was probably even greater winning the championship. You know, I haven't been fortunate enough to win the championship yet, but representing your country, your team, your family, your cities, you get to do all of that and just winning a gold medal. So I think it's definitely huge, you know, for myself.
Well, the United States men are the defending basketball champions. They won gold in 1998, 1986 in Moscow. Kenny Smith, a member of that team, and on their way to taking the gold here this afternoon.
Well, Jermaine O'Neal has really been consistent throughout this entire tournament. He's right there with Sean Marion leading the rebounding. He's also the third scorer with the club. He leads the team in shot blocking, and you can see that he's only 22 years of age. He's been in the NBA for 5 years, and you forget about the fact that, you know, he came into the league at 17.
You know, everyone has made a good point about how young the international teams are that are here. But also, we neglect to say that the United States team average age is only 23 years old. So this is the young version of the U.S.
Coming up on 4 minutes remaining in the first half, and the United States with a 35-12 lead. Argentina only 5 of 27 from the field. Nice pass. Pelosi will go back to the foul line.
Pelosi has like the cult following right now. I understand. I'm trying to figure it out. I don't even know if it's only the fact that he had this altercation with Kenyon Martin.
I would think that is it, that he was able to stand up to the United States player. I'm sure that's part of it. They like his scrappy style of play.
The whole place takes a side when he misses a free throw. My gosh, he needs to carry these people around with him everywhere.
And he is not a good free throw shooter. 5 of 11 from the line coming into today, and you can see way off on that second attempt.
No, he's a banger, that's all. He's in there to play defense, rebound, and, you know, smack people around when you get down into the lane area. He has his place on this team, there's no doubt about it. Or they would definitely not be in this championship game without his physical play.
There's Jason Terry, who just came on.
Yeah, he's really struggled. You know, he's only 10 for 30 in the competition, shooting 33%.
Gutierrez to the fadeaway, try to go glass.
Yeah, the main men, Gutierrez and Harmon, just cannot get on track. The United States paying attention to the 2 top scorers. And if you remember, Cerruti is not getting out in the open floor after the first 6 minutes of the quarter. So everyone is paying attention to the key guys who can score.
And Gutierrez stripped by O'Neal. 11 on the shot clock. Argentina maintaining possession. They have not scored the last 8 minutes. Here is Diaz. Finally, a field goal for Argentina. Gabriel Diaz with that side jumper, and the U.S. now leads 37-14. Pelosi jumps out at Davis on the switch. A pretty move by Jermaine O'Neal.
Jermaine O'Neal on the low post has a repertoire of moves. He has the jump hook, he has the fadeaway, he has the face-up shot. He is tough to handle.
8 points for O'Neal. Urbeo has not been able to get going now on the penetration. Able to score. Daniel Urbeo with his first field goal.
And we know that he can get into the paint. He proved that in game 1. But for whatever reason today, he just doesn't get the ball in the right position to take his man, or he's not catching the ball with 6 or 7 seconds on the shot clock.
Here's O'Neal on the follow. It counts, and the foul.
You got to like his hop, Kenny.
He's impressive. I mean, each year you've seen a little glimpse, the more playing time he's gotten in the NBA. But when you see him on a consistent basis like we have, you got to wonder who in the NBA is better than him right now at that power forward center position in the Eastern Conference, and it's hard to say with too many guys.
Well, if you look back at last season, he led the Eastern Conference in double-doubles. He had 40 double-doubles during the year. In one game, he had 30 points and 20 rebounds.
Playoff game, isn't it?
and I tell you, that's some staggering stat. Now, you love what he's done in the off-season here. He's definitely changed his physical makeup, and he looks streamlined and ready to go.
Call the foul, a hard foul, committed by Baron Davis. Let's go over to Cheryl Miller. Cheryl?
Well, Marv, the reason that Jermaine O'Neal is ambidextrous is at the age of 11, he broke his right hand. Now, he began to fall behind in his schoolwork, and his mother, Angela, forced him to start writing with his left hand, and Jermaine said that injury really made basketball that much easier for him.
Jermaine O'Neal spent his first 4 years in Portland, then traded to the Pacers in the deal for Dale Davis. He became the youngest player ever to play in an NBA game back in December of 1996 at the age of 18.
So if I would have broken my hand early in life,
absolutely.
Gosh, what a player I would have been.
The moral of the story captured by Kenny Smith. A minute 40 remaining in this first half. Serbiak for three. Wally Serbiak with 7 points. And he has hit 3 of 4 from the field.
Well, he and Baron Davis lead the United States team in making up threes, each with 8.
Pelletier putting the move on Calvin Booth. We just checked in. Calvin Booth did not play in the game yesterday against Brazil. Davis for 3. Oh, blast!
Yes. You got to call that one down. I'm not believing that one. You got to call it.
It's a 47-18 rout for the United States. Davis off the steal. Terry not able to run it down. Earlier today, Brazil coming off the terrific effort in pushing the United States into overtime yesterday. Won an overtime game for 3rd place in the competition as they beat Australia before the home crowd, 94-93, on a 3-point field goal by Helio Garcia. And Pedro Calderon with his first field goal. Garcia had hit 6 3-pointers yesterday against the United States. Kind of a controversial 3, though, this afternoon. It looked like Garcia had a foot on the line.
I think they'll take it, Mark.
Yes, they will.
For some reason, they're not returning that trophy.
And here's Terry from long range. And it's a 24-second violation. The ball did not hit the rim. So 1 and 9/10 seconds to go in this first half.
You know, Brazil came into this tournament with only 9 players. They had quite a few players get injured in the Tournament of the Americas, but 4 of them were 6'11" and did yeoman's work here in the few games that they played.
So the halftime score, the United States 47 and Argentina 20. The U.S. 18 of 36 from the field in the first half. Argentina only 9 of 34. At one point, they went scoreless for a 9-minute period. Jermaine O'Neal with 10.7 rebounds, 2 blocked shots, and 2 assists, leading the way for the United States. And Sean Marion has done a good job with 11 points. He's with Cheryl.
Sean, it's nothing like having a near-death experience to bring the best out of this team. You guys came out with a lot of energy and different attitudes.
Definitely, no. We came out maintaining our composure and made sure we played defense tonight.
Again, Argentina, very physical team, but you guys are really keeping your composure and just focusing on doing the things that you guys do well.
Yeah, definitely. You know, first time we played them, they were trying to bang us and cut us and stuff like that. You know, we knew we were going to be expecting that tonight, so we just kept our composure, you know, and just playing through it, and we got them frustrated right now. We got them out everything they want to do.
You've been extremely consistent in this tournament so far. Why have you played so well?
I'm just getting, I don't know. I'm just playing ball right now. You know, I'm playing the fourth spot. I never played the fourth spot before, but, you know, it's something different. I'm learning from it, you know.
All right, thanks a lot, Sean. Good luck in the second half. Let's go back to you, Mark.
All right, Cheryl, it is a 27-point lead for the United States. They beat Argentina early this week by 30, and they're headed to the gold medal ceremony. Back in a moment. At one stretch of the second quarter, just 9 for 34, 26% shooting.
Well, the points in the paint, 30-10, and then also the fast break points, 16-2. The turnovers, getting out in the open floor, and the fact that the starters for Argentina are 5 for 21. They just cannot develop any type of enthusiasm or get to the intensity because nothing good is happening here.
One of the big things you noticed if you heard about the game or watched the game yesterday was the Brazilian team had points in the paint.
Yep.
It's a big disparity today. 30 points in for the U.S. and 10. That's a big difference.
Bench of the starters not hitting their shots. Herman, who's averaging 18 a game, just 2 for 7. Gutierrez averaging 16 a game, 2 for 7. And Farabeo just 1 for 5 from the field.
Yeah, well, that's why we tried to bring out the point early, Marv, that anytime that you run that flex offense, if you're good defensively and you're paying attention, you can get up, play the passing lanes, cause the turnovers, get out in the open floor, and then keep your team perimeter and forcing them to take jump shots. Where yesterday, with Brazil, with a multiple type of an offense, pick and rolls at the top, on the wings, down screens, staggered screens, were more of an NBA type of defense, offense that you had to really get after, and then they knocked in the threes, the 11 for 22 in threes. Today, we all know that Argentina cannot even get a good look at a three.
And you saw the Brazilian team checking out this contest after the overtime victory earlier against Australia. It's Hilario Maiminer, outstanding 18-year-old
recruit for the University of North Carolina.
They were so tough. The two 18-year-olds at 6'11" can play. There they are. They're sitting right there, the two of them side by side up against the wall. We're talking about guys who are 6'11", quick feet, excellent passers, can finish in the paint, and are shot blockers.
Shot blockers, good. They are good.
That's the group that pushed the United States into overtime. They had an opportunity during regulation to beat the U.S. It would have gone down as one of the classic upsets in international basketball. And then Brazil came back to defeat Australia earlier today in OT. So the third quarter is underway, and Flip Saunders going with his starting lineup. O'Neal up front with Serbiak and Marion, Davis, and Mike Miller in the backcourt. Shot clock at 5. Sean Marion able to connect. U.S. now with a 49-20 lead.
Sean Marion is the king of these runners, these off-balance, one-legged shots. He hits these shots with regularity. Those are usually the shots that you want to force your opponent to take. Those are the ones he's looking for.
Marion now 6 for 8, 13 points. Gutierrez, who has not been able to get going. Here's Herman for 3. He's been cold. Baron Davis starts it up. He has Serbiak on the wing. Goes the other way for Mike Miller from downtown. Yes.
You go back and you look at the entire United States ball club. 12 players. Coaching staff having a difficult time getting them playing time. But everyone has averaged 10 minutes or more per game. Only 2 guys are up over the 20s consistently, and Baron Davis and Jermaine O'Neal, and then they have 7 players in double figures.
Miller tried to squeeze his way, and he was fouled by Mariano Cerruti. Argentina does have 2 NBA players. Ruben Volkavisky, member of the Seattle Supersonics. Pepe Sanchez of the Philadelphia 76ers, plus shooting guard by the name of Emmanuel Ginobili, who was drafted by San Antonio and was MVP of the Tournament of Americas. Here's Miller again for 3. And many of their top players are playing in high-level leagues overseas. Farabeo Gutierrez. Bond running the baseline and then coming out as nice pass work results. And that move by Cerruti.
Well, the coaching staff is relatively new. They just took over in '99, and you can see they've improved the defense down in that Tournament of Americas. They improved the defense here in this tournament, and then you can see that they have so many young players under the age of 23, and you know that if you can win that Tournament of the Americas with young guys, and then you come to this tournament and 10 players are 23 years of age and under, you got a nice future ahead of you for your coaching staff.
Brown again goes wild as Pelusi touches the basketball. He has become a cult favorite. Andres Pelusi wearing number 11, 23 years old. For more on the saga of Andres Pelusi, let's go over to Cheryl.
And Marvin, the reason he is such a crowd favorite, it's not his scrappy play, it's not his physical style, nor is it his near confrontation with the U.S.'s Kenyon Martin, but it's his hairstyle called the mullet, and that's what the crowd has been chanting. Now, in the U.S., we call that haircut the Billy Ray Cyrus. Oh, what a block by O'Neal.
Oh, Cheryl, very nicely done.
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, he's got that.
He's unbelievable.
The young fella is sprouting his wings here today.
That's the way you hustle after. He comes down. He's running the ball. Remember, he's 6'11". The ball goes out of. He goes out of the court over into the stands. He's jumping back over right now. He gets back and blocks it again.
They call that a foul, though.
Oh, that's not a foul. Let it go. Let him play.
And Herman at the line. So 4 block shots for Jermaine O'Neal.
Just the effort alone.
United States now leads 56-24.
Eastern Conference, look out.
Foul is called on Cerruti.
What do you think the Portland Trailblazers are thinking right now, Coach?
Oh, no, well, they gambled to go for Dale Davis. And then what happened is they had too many players of quality at the center and power forward position. And then what you had was 3 out of 5 guys totally unhappy. Now, for Jermaine O'Neal, he was a very happy dude in Indiana, getting his major minutes. His game has developed. And now all you hear are grumblings from Portland saying, hey, look, if you start Sabona and Wallace, where's the time with Dale Davis and Sean Kemp? And now the young player that they drafted, Randolph, out of Michigan State, had a banner year in the LA Summer League and in Utah. Well, he also will fall into that 5th spot. And we know that Jermaine O'Neal, as talented as he was, there was just no minutes there. So for him, the trade was great.
I could see at the time he could understand it from Portland's point of view. At that particular time, looking for a veteran like Dale Davis.
Well, to get a player of Davis's quality, you must give up quality. And right there, somebody in the management felt that, hey, we want to win a championship now. And that's what we're going for.
Right, they felt they were a player away.
Yeah, the thing is now with Sabonis being the X factor next year, not knowing what his status is, his health is, Jermaine O'Neal would have probably been teamed up with Rasheed Wallace in Portland, which would have been some duo.
Meanwhile, Pablo Muldoon continues to have difficulty with that shot.
Very difficult tournament for him.
Here's Mike Miller from downtown. Crowd reacts to Pelusi on that rebound. Herman going 1-on-2, going glass. Walter Herman not shooting well now, has 9 points. The head coach, Ruben Magnano, says that Herman is actually the future of the Argentina national team. He's just 22 years of age.
22, 6'8", quick feet, can play power forward or small forward. He's guarded the small forwards here for Argentina and has done a terrific job.
Particularly in the pool play, he played really well against the U.S. the first time. He showed that he can really play not only on the international level, but possibly in the NBA level.
Foul committed by Gutierrez. Kenyon Martin makes his return, as does Andre Miller. Baron Davis, Sean Marion, hearing the applause as they sit down. So it is O'Neal up front now with Martin and Serbiak. Wally Serbiak with 11 points. Wally Serbiak, a member of that United States team that won gold in 1998 at the Goodwill Games, led the team, averaging 17 points per game. Offensive foul.
Yeah, good call on Pelusi. That was a moving screen. Referee right on top of the call.
Number 4 on Pelusi. You can hear the reaction to that call.
Yeah. Well, you can see Pelusi to the right there. He just moved the player, the United States player, right to the sideline.
With his shag. That's what I call it.
Wow, that's a
shag.
Yeah.
It's not a mulatto. What did you call it? Cheryl call it? It's not. It's a shag.
Mike Miller won't count. Offensive foul.
See, that was questionable. I thought the player moved when Mike Miller was in the air. Mike Miller really elevated that time. You like his definition right now. Over the summer, added 15 pounds in the upper body through the weightlifting program. Looks good, taking the ball to the rim all throughout this tournament.
Kenny Smith going at Cheryl Miller while she does not have the microphone in her hand, cannot answer. Very clever.
Hey, they don't teach us those things in North Carolina for nothing.
Shot clock at 5 as Diaz unleashes. And they get the new 24. Deflected out by Martin. And a timeout is called with just under 5 minutes remaining in the third.
Welcome back. Joining me is assistant coach Tom Izzo, who is also the head coach at Michigan State. And this is a different team when they come focused and playing with a lot of energy.
Well, I think it's the type of team with what Jermaine O'Neal did in the last couple of series is what we were hoping this team would do, and I think we're playing that way today.
Talk about what was said after yesterday's near-death experience.
Well, I think that, Flip and of course, Doc have had a lot of experience with these NBA players, and I thought they did a good job of saying, hey, we didn't play as well as we can play today. Let's shake it off and make sure we play better tomorrow, and I think we have.
First time with team with USA basketball, so first time coaching college players. What has this meant to you?
Well, it's been a great experience for me, and not only the players have been great, but the coach have been great, and the experience for me has been very good. I'm just going to try to get Jermaine O'Neal to come back and do his 4 years of college at Michigan State.
I know you would like that. Thanks a lot, Coach. Mark?
All right, thanks, Cheryl. Tom Izzo won a national championship with the Spartans in 2000. Last year, 28-5, made it to the Final Four.
Affectionately known by the players as Coach T to the Izzo.
We're just under 4 remaining in the third. United States leads 60-31. The rejection, and we get the whistle. Foul is called. It's on Calderon of Argentina.
One of the very few times today that Argentina has had a chance at a shot clock. Okay. And you would think that maybe they would turn their head, Kenny. Okay, come on.
It was close enough to let go.
That's right.
So Kenyon Martin at the line. He is 4 for 6 at the line here this afternoon.
Well, yesterday down the stretch, coaching staff stayed with Jermaine O'Neal and Kenyon Martin at the power positions, and then Sean Marion at small forward, but they had to go to 2 point guards, Andre Miller and Baron Davis in the backcourt to get it done down the stretch and in the overtime, mainly because of the defensive problem.
Pablo Muldu feeling good about a 3 hit a moment ago, looking to penetrate. Ball was knocked out of bounds by the United States. Here's Herman being played by Lewis. And And the rebound snatched by O'Neal. Rebound number 9.
Did you see that guy playing at the college level someplace? Really scoring a ton of points.
Yeah, he's very difficult to go. And he got fouled actually on that last play. He got his arm kind of ripped off. And he still was strong enough to go through the basket and possibly finish the play.
At 6'8", he's so agile in the lane. And you look like, oh, there's a collision. No, he got it off. You know, he has that ability to change while he's in the air.
Martin looking to put a move on Pelletieri. Rebounded by Calderon. Muldoon fires one high and wide.
You know, the first meeting in the pool play when the U.S. team played the Argentina team, the second half, the Argentina team played them very well. They played them consistent. In the first half, the U.S. got up again, and like they had in all the previous game. But in the second half, they kind of settled down. And they're starting to settle down a little bit, but it's a 30-point.
Yeah, it's way too late. It's way too late. And as long as the United States sits up on those three-point shooters and does not give them a chance to run off some threes, everything is fine.
And a jump ball between Gabriel Diaz and Andre Miller.
Andre Miller yesterday, excellent defensively in the stretch drive and the overtime, and then chipped in with a very solid 16 points.
Andre Miller of the Cleveland Cavaliers. He was on that 1998 United States team in the Goodwill games, averaged 11 points. And he was the spark in the overtime victory over Australia in the final.
Marv, he was outstanding. The United States lost game 1 versus Puerto Rico. They changed their point guard, put Andre Miller in there, did a magnificent job, not only directing the team, but also from the defensive end of the floor. Gave the ball up and really created so many opportunities.
Calderon with the shot clock running down. Here is Andre Miller on the run. Jermaine O'Neal stripped. Good play by Diaz. Herman. Pelletieri. Pelletieri for Argentina. The United States now leads 61-35.
Now Pelletieri is only 21 years of age. He and Calderon, both guys at 6'10", you know, are 21 and 22 years of age. Now, when you mix it in with all of these other guys at this age group, you can see why their 22 and under team did so well on FIBA basketball in the World Championships.
Pelletieri again.
He's got a nice game. He's a young guy that's starting to fill out. And, you know, hopefully he's going to get a little bit more coordinated, and all of a sudden now you have a post player who can do something with his back to the basket.
Pelletieri 4 of 5 from the field. He has 8 points. A minute 20 remaining in this third quarter. Argentina went through that rout in the second quarter, did not score a point. In over 8 minutes of play, here's Kenyon Martin, called for the offensive foul.
Now that has happened to him quite a bit here in the last 2 days.
Yeah, what happens in the U.S. and especially in the NBA, you can get away with body-to-body contact.
Right.
And I think he still wants to. He's overemphasizing though the fact of his strength and going over and his power to go through people.
Once again, the foul on the United States is on Kenyon Martin. That's his third. And the United States over the foul limit, so Gabriel Diaz will shoot 2. We are coming up on 3:30 on Sunday here in Brisbane. So Eastern time, we're looking at 1:30 in the morning.
Good on you.
Yes.
For everyone who stayed up.
Very happy to have you with us. Andre Miller. And he'll head to the foul line.
Picked up several Australian faces. Been getting around the city.
Yeah.
It's been a wonderful experience.
You picked up some faces, you say? What?
Phrases.
Oh, phrases. I see. Okay. You're spending too much time with Andrew Gaze.
Yeah. Good on you, mate. That's like, hey, how are you doing?
Yeah. It's very good, Ken.
Good play as a ripper. That shot was a ripper.
64-37. Here's Diaz. Baron Davis met on the switch.
Sandy's number 4 that's in the game right now is a 6'7", 17-year-old player. Good experience for him. He's been able to get some minutes in every game.
So Andre Miller, with the time running down, comes up with his first field goal. His third quarter coming to a close. Gutierrez trying to draw the foul. After 3, it's the United States with a 66-37 lead on Argentina. Albert, Hubie Brown, Kenny Smith. Hubie, Kenny still trying to maintain that concept, remaining a day ahead of himself. Trying to bring that back to the United States, and if anyone can do it, there's your man.
I think so. I mean, he's been all over. Come on, he's Mr. Brisbane. Okay? He's been
a little bit of hair. Went to the zoo, hung out with Steve Irwin. You know, a lot of people can't do what I do, so I just take advantage of it.
A lot of people can't do what you do. I see. Rashard Lewis had the pass broken up as this fourth quarter gets underway. This a week that began with the United States defeating Mexico as Baron Davis knocks down the 3 by a record for Goodwill's games competition, 74-point margin of victory. They received the scare yesterday, getting by Brazil in overtime. This is Cerruti hitting the 3. And this a workmanlike victory to be for the U.S. We're 9 minutes away, and they're up by 29 points.
Well, in the pool, when you think about it, in the 3 games, you know, they won by 74, 30, and 41 points. Now, yesterday's game, a close encounter with Brazil. Brazil had to play a perfect game, shoot an astronomical percentage from the 2-point line as well as the 3-point line, and then have the United States come in with a lack of intensity and then the scare. But this game right now is exactly how the pool play was for the first 3 games, and you can see a team, there's no excuse for a team coming in with the attitude that they had yesterday, but the opposite team, the team that they're playing, had to play to their maximum potential, and they did.
Marcus Pfizer back on the floor, so he is up front with Kenyon Martin, Rashard Lewis. Shane Battier, who's played a couple of minutes to this point, is back in. Baron Davis remaining at the point. Cliff Saunders about to empty his bench. Jason Terry now making his way to the scorer's table. Here's Lewis. Yes. Lewis hitting over the 17-year-old Matthias Sandus.
That's one of the things that Coach Nate McMillan wants Rashard Lewis to work on for next year, those in-between off-the-dribble shots. So with a 30-point advantage, he's taking advantage of those opportunities now.
Here's Davis pushing it down. And Martin not able to get out of the lane. It's a 3-second violation.
The coaching staff right now is trying to reward a lot of the players that did not play yesterday. 5 players yesterday played less than 10 minutes. And that was the first time that had happened. So the coaching staff went to basically a 7-man rotation in that second half when the game was up for grabs. So today they're trying to dish out the time. Now that's a thankless job when you coach 12 NBA players to try to divide a 40-minute game evenly with 12 guys and keep the continuity going.
Here's Cerruti off the dribble and pops it back out. Sikansky for three. Terry taking the lead from Battier. Jason Terry extends to a 73-40 United States lead. Sikansky. Now Cerruti. Met by Battier. Shot clock is down to 3. Foul is called on Pfizer.
Obviously, the United States with things in command. We'll keep you up to speed on that game for the gold medal. As our coverage continues here on the Goodwill Games, we have got some gold medal boxing on the way. We'll bring that to you right after this.
5 times the crime, 5 times the justice, 5 times the drama.
Find him guilty, ladies and gentlemen.
Where, man alive, if they turned out today on an absolutely beautiful day in Brisbane. Final weekend of the Goodwill Games. We'll be back. Coverage of the Goodwill Games, you know, watching all this basketball tonight has me thinking about opening night of the NBA season on TBS, preview show for an hour, then a doubleheader there on Tuesday, October 30th. The Sixers and the Timberwolves, followed by the Blazers and Lakers. That Sixers-Timberwolves game subject to change because Washington is playing New York that night. And if a certain guy decides to suit up for Washington, we'd probably be there. How about it, Marv?
Argentina in possession, just 1:15 remaining in the game. The United States and Argentina in the gold medal matchup. Here's Sikansky shooting the 3. Calvin Booth on the rebound. And Shane Battier walks it across.
The USA team has really responded well after yesterday's near defeat. I think defensively is where they really show that they're one of the cream of the crop.
Well, Gabriel Diaz on the acceleration, so it's 89-61. With Saunders able to empty his bench for a good portion of this fourth quarter. Marcus Pfizer working on Andres Pelusi, goes to the crossover and scores. Marcus Pfizer with the jumper in the face of Pelusi.
Well, it's nice to see Pfizer get some time, and then he's in the minutes which have been allotted to Pfizer. He's done a nice job in scoring. There he is.
The crowd goes wild.
They love him.
That is only his first field goal. He was in the starting lineup. Andres Pelusi.
If a haircut can do that for you, I might buy a wig. I might buy a wig, I tell you, if it could do that for me.
We are down to 10 seconds remaining in the game.
Yeah, it's just too bad that Argentina couldn't put up a better ball game, because this game is no indication of how hard they have played throughout this tournament. Undersized, and gave it every night in a very valid effort.
Well, the United States with the easy 91-63 victory to take the gold at this 2001 Goodwill's basketball competition. The U.S. goes 5 for 5 in the tournament. They open up with that 74-point win over Mexico. Very fortunate yesterday to get by Brazil in overtime in the semifinals. And now we'll head back to the United States with the successful run. The high point man today in this gold medal matchup, Jermaine O'Neal, who's been outstanding throughout the week. 14 points, 8 rebounds, 4 block shots. Sean Marion had 13 on 6 of 8 shooting. Wally Serbiak, 4 for 5 from the field. He had 11. Baron Davis Also one of the outstanding performers for the United States during the competition. 11 points, 5 assists, and 5 rebounds. And we'll send it over to Cheryl with the victorious coach, Flip Saunders. Cheryl?
Hey, Flip, these are the type of games that are fun to coach. What was the difference, obviously, this afternoon?
Well, I think number one, we played a lot looser, I think, and defensively we had great defensive intensity, and so, they had problems at the end of the first quarter. Second quarter, they didn't score, I think, till there was 2 minutes left in the quarter, and so I think what happened is we really kind of destroyed their morale a little bit with our defense.
What has this whole experience, the Goodwill Games experience, meant to you?
Well, I think it's been good. It's an opportunity to coach some of the best young players in the game, and the biggest thing is, we had an opportunity to get the players, and they played well as a team at times. We had one game that was a little bit shaky, but I'm proud of the way they handle themselves, how they represent the United States, and how they played basketball as far as sharing the ball.
Well, thanks a lot. Jermaine, come in a second here. The gold medal obviously goes to Team USA, but it wasn't without its challenges.
Yeah, it definitely, first of all, I got to thank God for getting me, my teammates here safely and soundly, giving us a gold medal. But second of all, there was definitely some challenges, from different pools to the teams on the court, but it was fun. It was definitely an experience that I think guys can build from just taking to the season.
The games allowed you to work on different areas of your game. What did you work on the most, and what did you take away from this experience?
Well, just the ability to pass out of double teams, run the floor, block shots, converting from offense to defense. Just a lot of things I wanted to work on to get ready to help guys like Reggie Miller and Jalen Rose and the Indiana City win the championship.
Your first gold medal. Congratulations, Jermaine.
Thank you.
Once again, the final score as the Argentina fans showering the applause on the Argentina squad. The United States with a 91-63 victory to win the gold. We'll be back in a moment.
Australian for beer. Once again, that final score in the gold medal game, the United States 91-63 winners over Argentina. We hope to be able to show you the medal ceremony before we go off the air here in about 10 minutes, if they can get things set up over there at the Convention and Exhibition Center in the next 10 minutes or so. Meantime, a little more boxing for you. Dominant the Cuban team has been, indeed. They win 9 out of the 12 gold medals awarded. Russia took 2, and the U.S. took the other one. Ron Seiler winning gold here in Brisbane. So a little taste of Goodwill Games boxing here on a Sunday afternoon on Baraka Beach. We'll be back with more here. Welcome back. Goodwill Games coverage for this show, at least. The United States basketball team receiving their gold medals after defeating Argentina today for the gold medal easily. And it was a bit of a struggle in the semifinals against Brazil, the U.S. having to win in overtime, but today, absolutely no trouble. The win over Argentina and the hardware for the U.S. as they come in here, win their first 3 games, win the semis, and then stay unbeaten with a win over Argentina. Wally Serbiak getting his, and the U.S. celebrates gold in Australia. We'll see you Sunday night at 9.